Good evening, everyone. My name is Denoris Wilson, and you are now tuned in to Black Research Institute, where we're committed to solving the problems. I'd like to thank everyone who's now viewing this live stream. This is the premiere of this network. It's been in my heart for a long time, and I've told a different amount of people how I felt about it, and I recently got an itch that I had to scratch, so I had to get it out. And I'm excited about the show that I'm doing tonight because the person that I'm about to introduce has been a friend of mine for the last 20 years. And I've watched her grow. I watched her develop. I watched her mature. I watched her just go after the things that she felt passionate about and not let anything deter her. And, I'm extremely proud of her, and I'm extremely blessed to have her as initially as a client. And now I can actually call her a friend. And, it's not too often in life where you find people that you connect with, that you vibe with, that you want to help and you want to support. And I want to do that with her. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the CEO of A Latrice Production and Whittier Place, Mrs. LaTrice Strong.
Hi.
Hello, LaTrice. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I told you earlier today, I am very, very, very excited and very nervous about this podcast or broadcast.
You're doing good. You sound good. You look good. You gave me like the best introduction. I felt myself well enough. Like you.
Well, LaTrice, we go back well over 20 years, so it's been a long journey for both of us. And I think when we initially met each other, we were both just trying to start out pursuing our dreams, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you gave me a chance in trying to develop your brand and your identity, and I'm extremely grateful, and you continue to use me, so I'm extremely grateful.
You're like the best and what you do. So I mean, I'm not going to no one else, and you're my boy. So it's like I trust the Norris vision. You're going to deliver, and I mean it's that.
Well, thank you. I don't know about the best, but I always try to give you what I think will convey whatever message that you're trying to put out there, and I try to do it because remember, I always told you, as long as you are successful, then I'm successful. Mm-hmm. And that's how it is. But we're here tonight, and we want to talk about your new movie or short film, correct?
Yes, Run.
Okay, Run. Mm-hmm. And you have a co-writer and co-director that is also responsible for this project, correct?
So I'm the only writer on Run, but I do have a co-director and a co-producer. I mean, I have a great partner. So his name is Dante Parker of 41 Phoenix Productions. Okay,
so this is what you're gonna do.
Okay.
I know Dante, but you know Dante, right. So I will allow you to do the introduction of Dante.
Okay. I don't know how to do it like you to put some swag on it, but I'm happy to introduce Mr. Dante Parker of 41 Fingers Productions, who is just a dope human being, extremely talented, driven, determined, hardworking, the best DP editor in the DMV area, and he's just an excellent person to work with. So yeah.
Wow, that was great.
Wow, that was great. Yeah, great job. All right, I feel welcomed in the mud right now. You know what I'm saying? Like wow, yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
So how you doing, Dante?
I'm good. Feeling blessed. Yeah, Run has been quite an awesome project to work on. From its inception, from the moment LaTrice called me and said, "Yo, we gotta come up with something." And I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about this, and I was like, "All right, cool, let's do it." You know what I mean? So that's usually how it goes. She usually calls me with something like this spark, and then we light that thing. You know what I'm saying? We light it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And I'm so thankful because I have like all these different ideas and I see like all these like potential stories like happening in my mind. And I'm like, okay, let me go call Dante. And then he's like, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. And I'm like, okay.
Well, Dante, before we really get into the movie itself, I want to say thank you for taking a chance with me and allowing me to interview you about this movie, because a lot of people who are doing things, they're very brand conscious and they don't really want to get involved in things that may have the potential to actually hurt their brand. And the thing that has the potential to hurt anyone's brand is a startup. Like someone who's just starting something and they don't really, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just, I'm following my passion. I'm following my heart, and I'm trying to do the best that I can with this. But I want to say thank you for allowing me to interview you about the movie Run. I want to say thank you for taking a chance with me, and hopefully you, LaTrice, can spark some interest in the movie. So thank you, brother.
I appreciate you having me on. It's a humble experience to even just be asked. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you for the platform that you create and for us creatives out here. And then and like I love your slogan. You know what I'm saying? Committed to solving the problem, and that's kind of part of the mission of what Run was all about. Is we got to start this conversation, man. We got to drive this thing forward. So thank you for what you're doing and what you're about to do. So we appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. I am blessed. But so enough about me, enough about me, and because this is all about Run. So I have a question, and LaTrice, I know you're the writer on this, so I'm gonna direct this question to you.
Okay.
What was the inspiration?
So I'm gonna Floyd. Period. Like witnessing, indirectly his murder on social media. It just honestly killed my heart. Like it felt like, like I was there, and like I would have to say I experienced some level of post-traumatic stress disorder just from watching it, and not just from his tragedy, but like the countless others, with just innocent people dying, and I. If we can even like come away from that, like just what's happening within our own community with, young children getting killed like this summer. It's just like nonstop violence. Like, where are we as a human race? Like, it's like, it just, what's the solution? What can we do to empower ourselves? But yeah, George Floyd.
Okay, so Dante, so when she initially came up with the idea and she called you, what was your initial reaction to it?
Initially, like, okay, so when she called me, it was kind of like that was right at the height of everything with George, and so you know, I'm going through my own, you know, mental anguish and trying to figure, you know, out how to process all this. And as a creative, it immediately it was like, yo, this is it. This is how we speak. You know what I mean? So as a filmmaker, that was the first thing that came to mind was, yo, let's get on and let's make something that says what we're trying to get across. I think it's deeper than any words that I could put on a page.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I didn't want to romanticize the film. You know, it wasn't even about, you know, submitting it to film festivals and seeing what type of awards that we can get. But it's like more so putting the message out there because we do feel like it's a timely message and seeing like who it resonates with. Like we know that it's not going to resonate with everyone. We know that, you know, and people are open to receive it and interpret their own message. But I felt like, you know, I'm not a politician, you know, I'm not someone that's a government official. But like we're artists, we're creative, so we can at least use our talent and, you know, our vision to make a statement and take a stand at the very least. And I'm okay with that.
Well, I got the promo today, and it was a little late, LaTrice. So, but I got it.
Yeah.
Well, no, the movie, yes, the movie.
Yeah,
I got the movie, so it was a little late. So
no, let me tell you, because honestly, we were making changes like nonstop to like 2:00 in the morning type of thing. So it was like, you know, we tested yesterday and it's like nonstop meetings and it was like, oh, well, this can be this way and that way. And then, you know, finally we got to a point where we both felt good about it. It was like, you know what, this is it. This is done. So
okay, so my thing is, I understand the inspiration around the film. Like I get the inspiration around the film, but like when you're doing a film and you're trying to convey a message, and I know Dante, this is sort of directed towards you. When you're trying to convey a message, what is that process like? What is that process to come up with the imagery of what LaTrice writes?
So the process usually for coming up with imagery typically requires me to read something over and over and over, or at least internalize the idea within my own head. And then because LaTrice and I had talked so at length about, you know, as ideas developed, she would come and say, what if we did this? What if we added this? And it was like, okay, all right. And then it was like, all right, in my mind, I'm already editing, you know what I mean? So even before we've even shot, even before I even have a shot list written, I've already edited, you know, basically what she's already come up with. So that's a lot of the process is just kind of just relying on God's gift, man. It's hard to explain on how ideas come from pretty much every project I've ever been on. It usually just flows, you know what I mean? So I guess that's the gift I'm blessed with, and like I said, that's what I want to use to say my piece on all that's going on.
yeah.
Great. Now, LaTrice, I went to the imagery. How is the writing process for a project like this? Like, how do you get yourself in the frame of mind to be able to write a project like Run?
Honestly, like I mentioned earlier, I just see like the visions in my mind and I like obsessively dream about it. I already knew the statement that I wanted to make. I already knew who I wanted to cast. Like I had like Miss Ani Day, she plays Alex, and I know she's such a strong, incredible actress. And so she was the only person that in my mind that I knew who could like just pull it off and can honestly see the vision. So I mean, just with the vision, like just actually seeing like how I wanted each scene to come to life. You know, I dreamed it. I storyboarded it, and just countless conversations with Dante. And he also seeing the vision and he and I becoming in alignment with one another. that's honestly how it was born. And I mean, we produced it together. And it helps when you work with someone who actually sees the vision that you're trying to articulate, because it's hard, to have a vision or an idea and try to get others to actually see it. But Dante made the process so easy because he saw it right away. And to be completely honest, I want to say that we probably went backwards in regards to how the film ends and kind of built that way. I already knew I wanted, I'm not trying to spoil it for people that haven't seen it yet, but that moment, I already knew how I wanted the film to end. Like I knew who I wanted to be in that scene and the message that we wanted to put out there. And Dante immediately went to research and was like, okay, I got something. I want you to listen to this. And that's honestly how we kind of built upon that, just that last scene, and just went from there. And we knowing what we wanted Alec to do and her journey and what that would look like. And that's just pretty much how Run evolved.
Well, me knowing you, LaTrice, for over 20 years, and I know how eclectic you can be. For you to find someone like Dante to be able to actually grasp your message and actually put it in a tangible form where other people can actually view it is something special. Because a lot of times as a creator, that's what you are. You're a creator, but you may not be a manifester, right? You may not be someone that is able to manifest your mental creation,
right?
And a lot of times, a lot of great ideas get stuck just because they're ideas and they don't have anyone to bring those ideas to life,
right?
And it's a blessing for you to be able to find someone like Dante that does that. So with that being said, how did you meet?
I'll let you say that one. Yeah, you can take that one.
I guess it's kind of awkward, but not. So Ani Day, the young lady who plays Alec in Run, she did a music video for an artist, Splash Gordon, who is friends with Dante, but also they work closely together. So one day, Ani and I were having a conversation just about filming and creating projects. And Ani was like, oh, I want to introduce you to this dope DP who's really good. I think you guys will vibe well, like LaTrice. Let's go get Chinese. I was like, okay, cool. So we all just met up and had Chinese and talked. And that's pretty much how it happened. Am I missing something? That is how it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah, they hit me up and said, yo, you need to meet LaTrice. So I was like, all right, I'm down. Let's do it.
So Dante, for me, I kind of met LaTrice serendipitously as well. We had a mutual friend that was trying to, LaTrice, correct me if I'm wrong. She was doing a play, correct? Yeah, I'm sorry, LaTrice, I muted you. So she was doing a play, correct?
Yes, right. Yes.
And I'm not going to mention her name because I don't know if she would, approve of that or anything. But she was doing a play and she had a casting, and so I went to the casting with her. We're in Washington D.C. and that's when I met LaTrice, and LaTrice was doing this burlesque review.
We were. Right. We did it. We did it for a while too. It was cool.
She was doing a burlesque review. I did a couple of flyers for the burlesque review, and once I did that initial flyer for her for the burlesque review, it was on and popping from then. Like it was a instant connection because I kind of understood that. LaTrice, like I said before, she's very eclectic, but she's simple as well. It ain't really complex with her. You know, like a lot of times you run into people that are eclectic and they're so complex that you're like, man, I don't even want to deal with them anymore. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like that with LaTrice. She was eclectic, but it was really, really simple. And you know, I grasped her vibe, so to speak. So she did the burlesque review, and I thought she was gonna stay in that lane with, you know, doing reviews or whatever. And then one day she called me and she was like, North, I want to start writing. You know, I want to start writing. And I was like, writing? And she was like, yeah, I want to. I think you told me this is Affairs of the Heart.
Yeah,
Archives of the Heart, right? I said Affairs of the Heart, Archives of the Heart. And you was like, I need a logo. And when I was developing that logo, the only thing I can think about was how eclectic and simple like LaTrice is, right? So I didn't want it to be real flamboyant. So, you know, when you are designing for someone, you kind of you know, you do what you think would work for the project, right? But you don't really think about the future of the project. You're just trying to get that particular aspect of the project done. And so I got the logo done, and I give it a logo, and it maybe took about 8 weeks. And then I start seeing promos and you know, like I'm like, okay, I did the logo, but like she's really doing this. Like it's not no joke. Like she's really doing this. Like when I say really doing it, she is doing like she got a YouTube channel, she got series for the, you know, and I'm like, okay, she's really serious about her work. And that's, I think, is the reason why her and I have had this 20-year relationship, because whatever I do, I'm serious about it. It's not something that it's just a fly by night thing. It's something that I'm passionate about, I love, and most importantly, I enjoy doing it. And you know, so with LaTrice, it's been an enjoyable ride with you being your graphic designer. Enjoyable. And I look for many more years, but we're here talking about Run.
Yes.
This is the main focus of this particular broadcast. So when is the premiere?
So that would be on Monday.
Monday?
Yep.
Well, you know,
Super Tuesday.
Well,
November 2nd, yeah. Monday, November 2nd.
I was getting ready to say that, Dante, like, you know, like Monday. What if somebody look at this broadcast on Tuesday? They're gonna you know, so you got to give people specific dates. So what are the media?
Before you go for it, if anybody's watching this on Tuesday, go ahead and watch the movie while you're in line ready to vote. Yes. Take yourself out there and vote. Watch the movie while you're in line. You're gonna be standing in line, so go ahead and watch the movie, and then start talking to the people around you, man. Like that's what it's for. Share the link.
That's a good idea. So when it drops on Monday, November the 2nd, correct? Yes. Where can people actually go to view the movie?
So we're going to host it through Vimeo. We're going to stream it there. But we'll have the link available on our social media pages. So Run has an official Facebook page. I have to start like really promoting and branding it, but it will be embedded on Run's official page. And we also have a page on Instagram. But at this moment, I think we're just going to have the link through Run's official Facebook page, and people can click on the link and, you know, watch it from there. As long as you have the link, you can watch it anywhere.
Okay. So after this broadcast, you send me the link and I will post it on my page. Yeah. So you know, so everybody that wants to see it, they have access to it. But LaTrice, as a writer, I remember when I was sitting at home one day and I got a text from you, right? And I got this text from you, and I opened up the text, and it was your SAG card. You remember when you sent me your SAG card text?
I sent you so many text messages.
But I've never known anyone with a SAG card. Like, I don't know people who have a SAG card. You know, like Screen Actors Guild. I don't know anybody that has that card. Like, and I felt so like honored not to just know LaTrice Strong, but to know LaTrice Strong, the SAG card holder. You know, not because that's a big deal, LaTrice. And a lot of people don't understand the importance of that. Like the importance of having that card. Can you try to go into it and explain people what the SAG card is actually really about?
Well, I mean, it's basically a Screen Actors Guild card where professional actors have access to the union. And, you know, I was able to get that card because, you know, I had Archives of the Heart, which is a SAG franchise, you know, approved series. The production company was also a SAG franchise production company. So, you know, I'm the type of person where been like this since I was young. I mean, I'm not going to wait around anyone to give me an opportunity. So I think back then it was probably a little easier for productions to actually go through the process and become SAG status. So Archives was the SAG New Media. So I just basically created my own projects and like, all right, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna make myself SAG eligible, and I'm gonna go from there. You know, and that's pretty much what I did. So, yeah, but it's been interesting because I do find myself more behind the scenes than in front of the camera now. And I have to give a shout out to Miss Melissa Taylor. I don't know if she's watching this. She used to be my acting coach. Way before I started writing, but she knew that I was a talented writer and I had an interest in writing. I've been writing since I was a little girl, so that was like my passion. You know, instead of playing with like doll babies and toys, I was also always writing. That was just me writing stories, poems, plays. That was just kind of like my thing. So one day, Miss Melissa and I were having a conversation. She was like, you know, LaTrice, I think it's great that you want to be an actress, and that's good. But, you know, the real power is being a woman and a woman of color that's in a position to tell her own stories and to greenlight her own projects. And that advice, honestly, just kind of just changed everything. You know, I still love acting. I still love auditioning for other people. But I was like, you know, you're right. I can tell my own stories. I don't need to go out here and beg people to like give me a part. I can create my own parts. And that's just kind of like where I've been ever since. So, I mean, I did go to school. I decided to get a master's in creative writing with a concentration in television and film. You know, even though I knew I, you know, no one can teach you how to write, you know, but it was a beautiful experience to train with peers who had the same interests and to really learn how to like craft a script and study, you know, for a year or two. So, you know, yeah.
Okay, Dante, now it's your turn. So, 41 fingers. I asked you this the other day, and then I told you to save it for this interview, right? Like, like I don't want to know. I want to be just as intrigued about like, and even though you told me, I tried to forget. Like you know what I mean? Because I wanted this experience. I wanted to experience your explanation of your name and your vision of your name, just like everyone else is going to experience it when they hear. So tell me, how did you come up with 41 fingers? And what is 41 fingers? And what is your vision for the future of 41 fingers?
All right. So, I mean, I pretty much, but I really got into it when my second child was born, Khalil. Khalil is 11 years old. And so that's when I really like started getting a camera to, you know, capture moments and stuff like that. And then the twins were born. And so when I had twins, that makes a total of 4 children, right? All right. And so when the twins were born, Tyler had an extra thumb on his right hand. And that was always like real special to me in terms of, I thought that meant something, like he was tagged as somebody special. And so when I knew I wanted to do photography and, ultimately filmmaking, I knew I needed a name that was strange, but strong, but, kind of eye-catching and just intriguing, and people to make people say, like, what's that? Let me go check that out. So it just kind of came to me. Actually, funny enough, I was working in a building called building number 41 on NIH campus. Shout out NIH. And yeah, 41, that number just popped in my head, and I was like, yo, 41, like 41 fingers, and the rest is history.
It's crazy that you mentioned NIH because my mom used to work there, and I like to give a shout out to my mom, Diane Wilson. But she used to work at NIH, and I'm from North Carolina. So in the summertime, I used to go to Washington, D.C., and I was young, so I would have to go with her to work. And if anyone has ever been to NIH campus, it is actually a campus. It looks more like a college than a hospital. You know what I mean? So, but so 41 fingers, and this is a Latrice Amanda production and Whittier Place production, or which one, Latrice?
It's the A Latrice production, but it's also in conjunction with 41 Fingers because Dante is producing. So, Whittier Place, right, is a new production company that, I launched. But I haven't really quite done much with that. So, what my vision is for Whittier Place is to do more like documentary content, stuff really different from what A Latrice production represents. So I have a few ideas and an actual story that I'm working on with two young ladies. We started Angel lost the Relisha Tenu Rudd page a few years ago when she went missing. And today is actually Relisha's birthday. So we have an idea that we are working on that will be under Whittier Place production.
Okay. Well, I am kind of tapped out, y'all. Like this is my first attempt at doing the interview thing, and I have been thoroughly pleased with this first voyage, so to speak, and I'm glad that I was able to book you two as my initial startup, because y'all made it very easy for me, and
you're a natural.
I appreciate
a natural.
No.
Everybody clap it up with the noise. Yeah.
But Latrice and Dante, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to do this. And once again, Latrice, tell everyone. Well, you're gonna supply me with the link.
Yeah,
the VMO link.
I will.
But also, tell anyone who may be interested in getting into writing or directing, and they want to get some information, because I know how you are. You're open book, so you don't mind helping people. So
no, I don't mind.
I already know that. So, but so tell them how they can get in touch with you, and your contact.
Yeah, that's not a problem. So like my Facebook page, I know a lot of you may be watching it from Facebook. That's more of like a private page. I don't know if it's private, but it's like more connected to like friends and family type of thing. But Instagram for sure, which is LaTrice Amanda, and it's an _ MFA. So you can follow me on Instagram and you can send me a DM. That's fine. And also I have a website, latriceamanda.com. And you can also go to alatriceproduction.com and contact me there. And if you're interested in writing, just do it. Just write. Don't get complicated. Just do it. You know what I mean? And honestly, it helps to connect with people who have the similar interests. You know what I mean? You can like really learn from one another and support each other. You know, I have Honor You. This summer I taught like 35 kids screenwriting. And one of the lessons that I told them is that we always look for the opportunity to network up and thinking we have to find the next big person to really, you know, get something going, get some momentum going. But if you look, you know, within your network, you can build your tribe right there and you can network together and create and make things happen. And since I started doing writing and going into my own productions, you know, it was never an opportunity where someone that's like in LA and New York opened up a door for me and gave me a chance. I don't have, you know, that luxury. But what we did, I networked within my tribe, within my community, and found people who was in alignment with my vision. We support each other and we created. And that's pretty much what we've been doing ever since. So
okay, now Dante, for people who want to get in touch with you, if they're interested in directing also and behind the camera work, how can they get in touch with you?
So on I got a pretty much every social 41 fingers 41 FINGERS on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I mean, you name it. And I also have 41fingers.com was my website. You can look me up on Facebook as well, Dante Parker, but that's pretty much my personal page. But yeah, you can hit me up on any one of those.
Okay, Dante and LaTrice, once again, I want to say thank you for allowing me to interview you. And everyone, if you get the opportunity, the link will be provided on my Facebook page to watch Run. It's a very intriguing short film. I mean, it couldn't be anything less. It's from LaTrice and Dante. So, I mean, it's intriguing. It's thought-provoking, which I appreciate because I think a lot of times we are living out here on autopilot and we're not really thinking about things. We're just on autopilot. It's thought-provoking, and you would thoroughly enjoy it. LaTrice and Dante, I'm in and say thank you again. And I look forward to more projects from you. Okay.
Thank you, Denora.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate you.
Right.
All right. Thank you. And everyone, LaTrice, don't forget.
I'm going to send you the link.
All right. Okay, everyone. Just in case you want to know, this is the Black Institute where we're committed to solving the problems. This particular venture that I'm on now is just unapologetically Black. And if you have a product, a service, you are a business, you are a poet, you are a trainer, you are an actor, you are a director, you are a scientist, you are a teacher, whatever you are, if you are Black American and you want to be interviewed, you can inbox me, you can email me at dcgrfx@gmail.com. You can contact me on Instagram, DM me on Instagram at dcgrfx, and I will set up a time for you to be interviewed. I believe that we need to do more of promoting one another so that we can show the world that we are out here and we're doing positive, uplifting, successful things. So with that, I'll leave you adieu and say peace. And remember, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing. Peace.